Hello, it is Monday. Welcome to another reading vlog. It is currently 8:15 a.m. and this is my first day back at work after just over a week off. I do have another week off at the end of May to go on holiday to Corfu, but right now I'm having to adjust to get back into work mode. I had a bit of a different week off to what was initially planned, but I had a really good one. It was just different. And I think during my week off I kind of had the realization that I'd taken on quite a lot of stuff at the moment, work, personal and Books Nest content. I just had a lot happening. So I yesterday kind of set out to kind of cleanse everything, sort everything out and just kind of reset where I was with things as we go into May next week and just sort all of that out so I wasn't feeling overwhelmed, because I hadn't reached burnout, but I could certainly sense myself getting somewhere along that line. So yesterday I cleared out 4 bags, big bin bags of clothes for charity. I organised all of my content for the next month. I sorted out anything I could with content yesterday that I hadn't already sorted out. I cleaned the whole flat, I tidied up everything. I reset myself, I got myself ready for work for today, and it felt really good. Like, it literally felt like a physical weight had been lifted. I think I've just been pushing myself to do so much that I have reached a point where I'm like, okay, I need to have that time back now, because I was giving myself one night off a week and that wasn't quite enough. But also I really want to finish editing this book that I have written ages ago, and I just didn't have time to sit down and do that without feeling like that was pushing me over the edge, because there was just too much stuff happening. So I've just cut down a little bit in terms of what I'm working on in the evenings, and I hope that I don't feel like this guilt attached to that. I hope that it's fine, and hopefully everyone else is okay with it as well, because basically what I've done is hopefully I'm not going to be live on quite a lot of stuff, and quite as much stuff as often, because I was live on various different platforms 4 nights a week, and I will still be live weekly on all platforms, but I'm just going to stick to 1 live a week and then maybe more if I want to do more. But yeah, when you're live, you know, you have to be on all the time, and that is quite a lot sometimes when you're doing it for 4 nights a week for like 3 to 4 hours every night. So I've cut down a little on that stuff, so hopefully you're all okay with that. If anyone was going to those lives, they mostly were on Twitch and with Patreon stuff, and hopefully that helps me as well. I will still be doing weekly live shows for my Patreon content, so nothing is changing there, but I'm just going to kind of not put the pressure on myself to have to do 2 live shows a week, and just I'm a people pleaser and I want to make my patrons happy because they're such lovely people. And yeah, I was doing 2 a week there and 2 a week on Twitch, so it was just, there was a lot. So we're doing 1 a week now, and then maybe an extra one if I feel like I can, but I don't feel like I have to. So there's a little debrief into this vlog. I don't really know what this week is going to have in store. I need to give myself a couple of things to look forward to throughout the working week, because I had Ava with me last week, as you'll have seen if you watched last week's vlog. My sister, she was staying with me from Wednesday till Saturday, and when she left, I suddenly realised that I felt incredibly alone in this flat. I love living alone and there is so many benefits to it. However, I am an extrovert. I'm also someone that just enjoys chatting to people on a regular basis, which is why I love doing content and I love doing live shows, and like my Patreon live shows, being able to chat and things there, and also chatting in Twitch comments. Like they make me very happy and offer me the interaction that I need in the evenings. But to not have anyone physically in this flat with me is, I think, getting to me a little bit, and I am feeling lonely, and I need to find some way to combat that, because there isn't really any other option but for me to see friends more, or go back home and see my family, or have people around. I need to do more of that stuff, because I'm not enjoying the loneliness. I feel like I'm starting this so heavy. A couple of weeks ago I started a vlog talking about like the pressures of the pandemic and what that had put on us, and we had like a heavy intro. So sorry, back with another one. But yes, summary, feeling lonely, need to do something about it, and also I've cut down a little bit, so hopefully I can give myself that break, and also that time to see friends, because I wasn't able to see my friends as much because I was busy 4 nights out of 5 of a weekday. So making it easier for myself to function, it's a good thing. Reading wise, this week I'm going to be reading The No Show by Beth O'Leary. I started this last week after umming and ahhing about what I was reading. I read, at the start of last week, I finished 3 books over the weekend and I was on a roll, and then I ran out of books that I had brought back with me to my family home, and I had a copy of This Woven Kingdom there, so I decided I would start that. And I just didn't feel like it was the right time for me. I wanted something a bit more casual. I don't know if I fancied a fantasy at that point, even though all I've been fancying at the moment is fantasy, but I wanted to pick something up that was just a little bit easier because I had so much going on in my head, and I still do. So I decided to pick up the No Show, except I didn't really read much of it until about 2 days ago, and I still haven't read much. I'm on page 90. This is partially set in Winchester, which is where I went to university, so it's really cool to be back in that city in fiction form, and it follows 3 different women who've been stood up by the same man. I don't know how this is going to loop together yet, and I'm really intrigued to see how it does. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying the process. It's very cozy, it's very comforting, and I like it a lot. Okay, I have 7 minutes before I have to start work, so I think I might go sit at my desk and maybe read for like 5 minutes at my desk and then log in. So wish me luck, although I'll have been working for a week by the time you're watching this. And then I've got my May holiday to look forward to, so that'll be really good. But I hope you enjoy this vlog. Sorry for, again, the slightly heavier intro, but yeah, basically nothing's changing with my content. You won't see anything different, and I'm still absolutely going to be incredibly active on Patreon. I love that community so much, so it's all good. Patreon is an awesome way to be able to support content creators, but if you're not able to, that is absolutely fine. I never want anyone to feel like they have to, but if anyone does want to check it out, it is linked down below. The live shows are available to all tiers. I'm gonna get ready to go to work now. Goodbye. Hello, if you think I'm here to give you a reading update on this book, you would be wrong, because I think since I started filming yesterday, I've read about 10 pages, maybe, of The No Show by Beth O'Leary. However, I am really liking it. I just haven't had the chance to sit down and read. I am going to sit down and read later tonight. It is currently 8:30. I'm going to have a shower in a minute and just get pajamaed up, ready for bed. I'm going to watch an episode of The Dorrells because I just finished season 2, and I love this show so much. If you've not heard of this, it's on BritBox through Amazon Prime, and it's such a good show. It's 4 series, quite short series, about a family who move over to Corfu. It is based on the family The Dorrells. It's a real story, and it's just so lovely. It's a book that it's initially based on, My Family and Other Animals, that was a film when I was a kid. I think Freddie Highmore was in it. The main character of that film, and one of the people in this show, is a young boy who loves animals and is just collecting so many different animals, but it's more about the family as a whole. And as I said, it is all based on a real story, so I'm saying characters, but they are based on real people, and it's so wholesome. I love it so much. So if you want a good TV show to watch, it's just so good. The delivery of the lines is brilliant. Like, it's very funny, like laugh out loud, every episode funny. I just didn't expect this from it. The reason I'm watching it is because it's set in Corfu and we're going to Corfu next month, so I wanted to get in the mood to go. I mean, not that I needed a TV show to get me in the mood to go to Corfu. I'm definitely in the mood to go to Corfu, but I thought it would get me even more excited, and it definitely has. It's such a beautiful island, and I am very excited to go, but this show is just so good. It has the guy who plays the younger Prince Charles in The Crown in it, and he is very, very funny. Everyone's very funny. It's very, very good. Cannot sing its praises highly enough, so I can talk to you about that TV show, but I just can't really give you many updates on this. I will say at the moment, this book doesn't overly give me the nostalgia for Winchester yet. It's essentially, it could be set anywhere for me. Like, it does mention a couple of things, but it's not really too much involved in the Winchester part yet, which is fine. Like, I'm still enjoying it as far as it being just a good read, and I'm not reading it just because it's partially set in Winchester, but obviously when you've been somewhere that you then read about, you're like, oh my god, I've been there. So I am liking it. I will actually surpass the 100-page mark tonight. I think, what page am I on? Hang on. Yeah, I'm at page 93. I read like 2 pages last night. I ended up watching loads of episodes of the Dorrells last night as well, so basically I'm going to blame the Dorrells. So I'm going to go get ready for bed, watch another episode of the Dorrells whilst eating some raspberries, because I picked myself up some raspberries as a treat today. I'm very excited about it. And then I'm going to read the no-show. It's going to happen. Watch it happen. It's definitely, it's 100%. It's happening. Hello, it is Wednesday and I finished this book. What? Yesterday I was under 100 pages in. Today I have finished this book. Now, I did pick up the audiobook last night and listened to quite a bit last night and then listened to quite a lot today. I don't know why, I just wasn't quite gelling with reading this physically. Nothing to do with the writing or the story. I don't know, I wanted to pick up the audiobook, so I did that. Really good full cast narration audiobook. Well, I say full cast, this is 3 different narrative perspective chapters and each person's chapter had a different actor narrating the audiobook for it, so it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I was nearly going to turn the camera on midway through this book and rant review this book, but stuff happened and opinions were changed. I had incredibly strong opinions that I'm not going to tell you what those strong opinions were because I don't want to spoil this in any way. I had very strong opinions. I was not liking this at all. I was questioning whether I wanted to read more of this book or more Beth O'Leary books. It was that much the way that I was hating the direction I thought this was going in. And then I rated it 4 stars, so I'll let you enjoy it yourself. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but this book was a roller coaster. This book was a journey. It took me in many different routes, and I think that's literally all I can say without spoiling it. So I gave it 4 stars. It was much better than expected, I think. It had more to it than I expected, and it was good. That does mean I'm now bookless, and I think I'm going to start my May TBR early because I ended up with a lot of bigger, or like, not necessarily even bigger, but like not the lightest type of books on that TBR. So I might start one of them today. I don't know what. I think my fictionary TBR will be already live by the time you're watching this, so one of the ones on my fictionary TBR. I don't know what. But I wanted to show you something I picked up today. I'm very excited about it. So if you watched last week's vlog, you will see that Ava and I did some plate painting. Every time I say that, I can't say it. Plate painting. That is a tongue twister. Anyway, and we had to wait a week for them to go in the kiln and then we could pick them up, and I picked mine up. I've got Ava's, but I haven't opened hers yet because I want her to see it for the first time. But this is my plate, or my bowl. I'm so pleased with it. It's so good. I wish that I'd have put a little bit more gold on the outside here because I wanted like a faint gold moon cycle, but it's fainter than I think I wanted it to be. I love how personal it was doing this kind of thing. It was so much fun to do, like so much fun, and just felt very therapeutic. We were there for a couple of hours and just had a really good time. It was a nice experience to do together. I will definitely be going back, but this is my little bowl I will absolutely be using. I tried to go for a celestial theme. There's a moon and there are stars, but I think they kind of got exploded in the kiln. But I'm really pleased with it. I really like it, and I'm excited for Ava to see hers. I'm gonna go cook dinner now. I have a Patreon live later, and I need to pick a book. I don't know what to read. Maybe I'll let my patrons choose for me. I have no idea. Hello, it's Friday. I am here with a reading update, kind of. I think the last time we spoke, I said I was gonna discuss on my Patreon live what book I wanted to read next. So I ended up deciding to go for Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri. This was one that's on my TBR for whatever next month is, May. But I have quite a bulky, daunting TBR in May, and I thought it would just help me a little bit if I started one of them early. So I picked up this one. It's one of the more daunting ones on the TBR, I would say, for no particular reason, but it has been on my TBR for quite a while. I am only 40 pages in. So far, I'm not quite sure where the story is going to be heading, but I do like the writing style quite a lot. I honestly have no idea if this is a series or a standalone, but I don't know if I'm just opening the door to me reading another series, starting another series. I actually have forgotten to give you any reading updates on The Raven Boys, which I have been reading. What's the second book? The Dream Thieves. I've been reading The Dream Thieves. I have about 2 hours left in the audiobook. I think this one I haven't enjoyed as much as the first one because the first one I listened to it very intensely over the course of a couple of days, whereas this one I've spread it out more over a couple of weeks. So for me that has made the reading experience has been a little bit more bitty because I've been mainly listening to it when I've been driving, but I will listen to it when I go back home today after work, so I'll get a bit more listened to. I am liking it, I just so far preferred the first one, I think. This is the last week of Realmathon. I feel like I haven't really spoken about Realmathon for the past 2 weeks, but I have been taking part in Realmathon and I have finished 10 books for Realmathon now for Team Bale, so hopefully that's given the team some good points. I've mainly boosted our team's points than deducting points from another team because that was just the kind of books I was reading, fell more into boosting than it did reducing points for the other team. That's kind of the way the point system works in this readathon, but it's been really good to take part in. I love the motivation of a readathon and the way you can hit the prompts and stuff. I find it really good fun. So I am going to wrap this vlog up here. I am going out for the day tomorrow and I wanted to create that as a separate video, so I'm going to wrap this one up. Don't think I'm going to read a massive amount more of this tonight. I'm going home, as I said, after work, and then we'll just be chilling with my family and doing that over the long bank holiday weekend as well. So thank you for watching this vlog. I don't think this one has been like massively exciting, but last week was a good one, so yeah, hope you've enjoyed. If you have, do please give it a thumbs up, comment down below what you've been reading this week, subscribe to see more of my face on your feed, and also if it's the new month by the time you're watching this, which I think it will be. When does the month even end? Okay, yeah, by the time you're watching this we will be into May. Yay! Hoping for some hotter weather because April has had like a real mix bag. I mean, it normally does, doesn't it? April showers and whatnot. But anyway, if you're watching this and you are interested in my Patreon at all, I will leave a link down to that below. If you sign up today, you will get access to the full month of May for content. If you're watching this at the start of May, that is. There is going to be weekly live shows, apart from the week that I am in Corfu. There will be no live shows that week, but there'll be weekly live shows building up to that, and then going forward after that, weekly live shows. Very excited and very much enjoy that community, and I'm also happy that I've decided to kind of slow things down a little bit with the approach that I was taking to my content, because for me that has meant that each thing I do produce can have 100% of my efforts, rather than me feeling so drained that anything I do doesn't feel like it has the all of me in it. So now I feel that I'm going to be able to do a lot more with the time that I have, and it's nice to have the breaks in the evening as well. So it's all good. I did the outro and then I started talking more. Anyway, outro done. Thank you so much for watching. Keep smiling and stay positive.